As I'm sure many of us know, Siege has not been in the greatest spot as of recent. It is plagued with technical problems, bugs, sound issues, lag issues, whatever it is, you name it. Siege probably has it. And if you guys remember about a month ago when Pengu was on stream compiling a list of everything wrong with Siege, which he uploaded a YouTube video from that called Everything Wrong with Rainbow Six Siege, which made huge waves in the community, and it's probably safe to assume that Ubisoft saw it themselves.
Chat wanted to make a list of all the things that we think are basically making the game bad, things that we want to be changed, and basically just get it on paper. So this is basically the ODR list of things we want changed.
And you'll find a few other videos that are kind of in the same vein as Pengu's, all uploaded pretty much within the last month, which really says something about the current state of this game when there's so many people complaining about it. But a lot of these issues that these people pointed out are issues that have been going on for a long time, like cheating, lag, and sound, and up until now, Ubisoft hasn't really done much to address these issues. But on Thursday, Ubisoft finally broke their silence by posting a status report, where they outlined the many issues with the game that people have pointed out, and how they plan on going about fixing them. One thing to remember though is that Siege is obviously a very complex game, technically and technology-wise. So while Ubisoft might be working on fixes to these issues, we shouldn't expect them to be perfectly ironed out super fast or anything, you know, it might take some time. But let's look at what Ubisoft has got planned. The first problem that they address is sound, because with how dynamic this game is in terms of destruction and sound traveling through each little hole in the wall and every little break in the floorboards, and the fact that it's constantly changing, you know, it's an always evolving sound environment, it seems like a pretty difficult technology to perfect. Though, of course, they don't have to perfect the sound in this game, they just need to make it a lot more playable and bearable at least, because sound issues are very common in this game, and I imagine that fixing it with as bad as it is right now would be a challenge. However, they say that they have a new system to identify and fix sound issues. They plan on rebuilding large parts of their sound system, which we can expect those changes to start rolling out during Season 3, but they don't expect to have it all completely finished during Year 5. Sound issues can be very inconsistent issues that are really hard to pinpoint, so Ubisoft is asking for help from us, the community, to help find those issues so that way they can replicate them and fix them. Next up is connectivity. Ubisoft already added extra measures to ensure better connections, but of course with COVID, you know, we can't always expect amazing networks. However, they say that they're constantly working on these issues, and they actually plan on transitioning their entire backend to a microservice-based architecture. Which, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what that means. I am not a networking wizard. However, Ubisoft did say that it should reduce matchmaking times and server lag, so that's good. And they also plan on adding more servers to different regions, which is also good. However, they also again remind us that this could take some time. And the big one is cheaters and disruptive behavior. They address toxicity, boosting, DDoSing, and more. DDoSing is something that they've been monitoring heavily, and they're working on identifying those attackers and identifying lobby freezers as well. Months ago, before MRIs came out, we saw a huge spike in DDoSing in this game, and since then, Ubisoft has done a lot to crack down on those attackers. As for boosting and smurfing, we've already got two-step verification, and they plan on adding more limitations to MMR to mitigate boosting, though of course it can be a pretty difficult issue to tackle considering it's kind of difficult to identify boosters and cheaters. They do plan on adding a new dev blog though, a longer one that's specifically targeted towards cheating. It's supposed to be coming very soon, so we'll see about how they plan on going about that. They also plan on adding a match cancellation feature for if a game ever starts with any missing players, so we can expect those changes to come sometime during Season 2. And they also mentioned abuse of the vote kick system, which they're working on changing, so that way you can't really abuse it anymore, and they'll be implementing those changes come Season 4. There's a few other changes that they outlined, but I mentioned most of the big ones that I think that most of us would find pretty important. And obviously they didn't go over every single issue that players have with the game, especially when you consider that Pengu's video was over 2 hours long. But Ubisoft is trying, and they're working towards fixing these issues, and pretty much all we can do at this point is just hope that these changes are effective. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and save Siege. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.